Hello, friends. Thanks for listening. Sorry it's been so long since I've recorded anything. It has been quite a little while, and a lot has happened. I was thinking today about like the journey that you take with FND and like the phases of diagnosis and accepting the diagnosis, and then being able to understand how your brain works and not be so afraid of the symptoms, and then finally like trying to learn to manage things. And it seems like every part of this journey you have a choice, even though like the things that are happening to you are real and something in your brain is not working quite correctly, and there's definitely things happening that are out of your control. I'm not saying that, but there are things that we can definitely like change about how well we do based on what we tell ourselves. And I'm not saying this in a way that is like blaming anybody or saying that you're in control of the things going on with FND, because a lot of this stuff just happens and you don't really have a lot of control over it. But if there is any truth to what is happening is in our mind, like our brain is creating these symptoms and they are real and they're really happening, but it is because our brain isn't processing correctly, or because either the signals going in or coming out or both are glitchy. Then the only hope of us having a good outcome is based on the story that we tell ourselves, and using that brain to help us create a more likely happy outcome. Does that make sense? So like if we're telling ourselves horrible things, then of course our brain is going to be afraid, and the glitching will get worse, and the things that are happening to us will be much scarier, and our brain will do way worse things than if we are just calmly like observing and saying, hey, I see this is happening. I'm safe. I understand what's happening in my brain is a response that it has learned, and I'm going to try to learn something else, So having an attitude of kind of being careful about how we talk about our future, how we talk about our abilities, and how we, like this story that we tell ourselves about what is happening to us and what things we can and can't do. The way we talk to ourselves has a huge impact and is about the only thing that will help us to have a better outcome. And I'm not saying that in a place of blame or a place of like I'm better than you or anything, because like there are times when I just have such discouraging moments, and this is a really hard disease and a really a frustrating thing to deal with, because it feels like you have no control. And it feels like nobody understands, and it feels like you're just not, you're so unsure about what is in your future. But if anything can help you, and if you have the opportunity to create a better scenario for yourself, you need to really be careful about how you talk to yourself and the story that you believe. So, like, don't let anybody steal your hope, and don't let anybody steal your life, even FND. it can be something where we tell ourselves, like, I can't do that because that sounds scary, or I don't know if I will have an episode while I'm there. But like, as you go through this journey, at each step, there is something that can help you. Like, at the first step, when you are facing diagnosis and understanding what is happening to you, the first step is accepting the diagnosis and like not continuing to go and try and find like what else is wrong or what did they miss or what else, because that drives fear and can cycle things worse. So like just understanding what's happening in your brain and learning all you can about how the process goes wrong and what the brain is actually doing and why these episodes happen in the way they do and why they feel so random and why they can change and just understanding how the brain works really can help a lot, just because it can calm you down and make you not so scared. And it's been shown like that your understanding is like a big part of your recovery, and that really is where it all starts. Is, do you accept that the diagnosis is the right one? Do you have like concerns that there may be something else that somebody didn't find, or that that you don't trust the diagnosis someplace inside of you? So like that's the first step, is understanding, learning to let them happen, or to find ways to not make them so scary. And that can be a hard thing, and it can take a while, because at first it just feels like things are happening to you, and you don't realize you can like do things to help calm it down or anything. But as you learn to, you go to different practitioners and they help you with different things. Sometimes there can be somebody that really understands what they're doing. A lot of times, like, my doctors have not understood what FND is, but there have been a few doctors that have really helped, like my physical therapist. And I know there are other specialists out there that can really help understand what it is that's happening and how to manage that and how to deal with it. And those are things that help you not be afraid of the symptoms when they happen. If you have a few tools in your pocket and you know, like, oh, I'll get through this, and it just makes it so it's not so scary. And that's the second part, like being at peace and telling yourself, it's okay. And this is kind of where you become like a partner with your brain. Like, we're going to work on this together. We're going to figure out how to help make this work. And there are lots of studies that you can retrain your brain how to do things or how to respond in a different way. Because basically, the more it does the glitchy stuff and the longer it does the glitchy stuff, the more it feels like that is it just keeps returning to that path for some reason. And so learning different ways to handle things early on is really important. But if it's not early on, like, don't feel like you don't have hope, because you can still work on things. I just feel like that there's so much that we can do, that if we don't, if we just keep trying to have an understanding of what is happening in a peaceful way and try to not be afraid, it goes a long way. And then the third step is like trying to get on with your life with whatever you're able to do, and do as much as you can to return to your activities that you love. And this is a hard thing for a lot of people to hear because they feel like, well, there's no way I can do any of the things I used to do. And I'm not saying you need to do all the things you used to do, but embrace a good life. Like, give yourself permission to still live a full, happy life, even if it looks different than the life you had before. And even if you have to change a few things, embrace the person you're becoming and embrace the life that you want to live with this. Like, what would a good life look like for you with FND? What would it look like for you to have a good life now? And maybe that means like what I like to do is sing. And so my good life is performing, and it might be a different pace of performing. It might be a different parameter, saying, I want these things, like I want to perform outside in a place without lots of bright lights, or, whatever it is that I know that I need to help me be successful in that. Then I lean towards the opportunities that I can do that I know I have more chance of success. But I'm still going to go out and have fun, and I'm still going to do what I can to light the world with my special gifts and talents and the things that I can bring to the world. Like, I'm not so broken that I can't still shine. So I want to always keep in mind that there's something that I can do, and something that I can give, and something that I can be. And I want to live my life to the fullest and do all the things that I can so that I can continue to do more. Because the more I lean into the things that I love, the less FND flares I have, and the less, the more I ignore the FND, not ignoring it to the point where I don't take care of myself, but ignoring it to the point where I'm not planning everything in my life around FND. And just sort of saying, if I have to cancel, I have to cancel. But I'm going to plan something fun and pace myself appropriately, but make sure I include the things that I love. I think that so far has been really helpful for me to have more better days. What are your thoughts? What would you recommend to somebody who just got diagnosed? If you've been in this a while, and if you just got diagnosed, what kinds of things are you afraid of? Or what kinds of things would you think might help you to be less afraid and to enjoy a full life? Anyway, I hope this helps you. I'm not trying to be a doctor or anything, because I'm not qualified for that, but I feel like I've learned quite a bit on my journey, and I want to share it with people because it is such a lonely place if you don't have support. And I want to invite you to join the FND Christian Warriors group on Facebook. It's a wonderful place where people are so supportive, and we have a Zoom call every week on Wednesdays. So if you want to really meet people with FND and reach out and find good friends that are there to help you, it's a great place. And I would love to see you there. I hope you have a great week, and I hope this didn't feel dismissive or blaming, because I really don't want to be that person. I know that this is a really hard challenge, and the symptoms are real, and the challenges and frustrations are real. And I just want to give you some hope that if you lean into talking to yourself kindly and understanding what's happening in your brain, it can go a lot better for you. All right. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.